Hey guys, so today we've got this Yard Machines by MTD. Comes equipped with a Briggs & Stratton 158cc 500 series engine, and the person I picked it up from says that it won't start and blows smoke. And when they started it, sure enough, it blew smoke, but it would just do the same thing they do when they've been left a while. It starts and then it dies. Usually means that there's a problem with the carburetor and it's just not picking up fuel to dump it into the engine. So we'll see if we can get this one started. But I think one of the first things we really got to do is we definitely got to check the oil, because when I checked it before, I didn't really get any on the dipstick. So let's double check that. And yeah, as you can see, there's pretty much nothing on the dipstick. I'll try that one more time. And yeah, nothing on it. So that doesn't bode well. Let's add some oil and try to start it up and see what happens. I'm just gonna pour in some used motor oil from the other lawnmowers, and we'll just add enough so that we can at least test it. We'll do an oil change anyway afterwards. Gotta catch my spill before it ends up all over the driveway. All right, let's check the oil. Oops, clean it off. Let's check the oil. Yeah, overfilled now, but that's okay. We just want to make sure that it's lubricated before we start it. I'm sure this is going to blow a whole bunch of smoke, but at least I know there's going to be enough oil and it's not going to damage the engine. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what it does. Nothing so far. Well, that sounded promising. Let's try that one more time. Not liking that clanging sound towards the end there. Let's see if we can hear it a little bit more. Oh, maybe it's not clanging. I guess let's get this carburetor cleaned and give it a proper oil change. And then we can see if it still continues to smoke. And if so, then I guess we can dive a bit deeper into this engine and see if there's any kind of cylinder damage, considering it was kind of low on oil. All right, let's get into it. All right, let's get this air filter off. Check the condition of it, but this style of mower, it's not that old, so this air filter should be in okay condition. Maybe dirty, maybe it's shredded. Original filter, I think it's seen better days. It's pretty trash. So that, it's junk. I'll replace that. There's a lot of oil all over this gas tank. Here, come here, take a look at this. Look at all this oil. Why is there so much oil? This is terrible. There shouldn't be oil over here. Makes me wonder if it's just, if they've overfilled it, or what exactly happened. It's just spewing everywhere. Or maybe when they had, oops, I forgot to hit record on this camera. But look at all this oil here. It's terrible. So you missed, the only part you missed is me taking the air filter off. And yeah, the original air filter, and it's not in very good condition at all. It just fell right apart, so that's trash. But I noticed all this oil in here. So I think that they had this thing tilted forward and it just kept dumping oil out of the exhaust. Oh boy, at least that's my theory. Whether it's true or not, it's another story. Let's get this tank off and get this carburetor cleaned out, and hopefully we can get it to start and run as opposed to start and die. So I believe this is a 3/8. And note, you cannot use a 10mm on this because it will not fit. How about that, Steve? Look at that. It's a 3/8 bolt, and I'm using a 3/8 socket. How about that? I actually do have SAE stuff after all. Next, 1/2 inch. There, ooh, that was on tight. Take the spring off. And now we'll get the governor off. Hopefully. Come on, throttle linkage, get off of there. There we go. Ugh. Lots and lots of oil. This is disgusting. Look at this. Did they just pour oil all over it and hope for the best? This is horrible. Yeesh. I'm gonna give this a spray off. I'll be right back. There. That's a lot better. Let's get this carburetor off. Okay, so to do that, we'll get another American design, the Phillips tip, that everybody loves to hate. And honestly, it is a pretty terrible design. Hey, the Canadians came up with the square tip, which is superior in every single way. And the Americans come up with this, which cams out like crazy. Apply a little bit of torque, and it just slips right out and strips the head of the screw. It's awesome. At least there's no SAE designation for this, because I'd try to find a metric way. Actually, you know what I could get a small square tip, and it will actually fit inside the screw head. And then I could just be like, okay, there we go. Now I found a metric counterpart to this SAE and just drive everybody nuts. That sounds like a plan for next time. Oh, yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. I don't think gasoline is supposed to be black. There is definitely oil in that fuel. Maybe that's why it's smoking so bad. It's not oil in the combustion chamber. It's oil in the fuel. And lots of it. Yeah, there's a lot of oil in this fuel. I'm going to dump it out. We're going to have a peek at it. All right. Let's have a peek at this fuel. Oh yeah, look at that. It's mud. Oh yeah. It's beyond two-stroke. Oh my lord. Oh, that is not... It smells like gasoline. Probably burns like gasoline, but that explains the smoke. That is unreal. That's disgusting. Oh man. Just look how black that is. Yeah, this is a first for me. I'm sure for many of you this isn't a first. You've probably seen this a whole bunch of times, but to me this is a first time for me. I've never seen fuel that's black from oil. That's impressive. That's very impressive. Let me get my dump container for that. All right, gas tank, I'm gonna move you over just for a minute, just so I can dump this stuff out. Wow. That is something else. Oops. Made a little bit of mess. Hey, look at that, guys. Look what I found. A red subscribe button. If you made it this far into the video, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, give it a thumbs up. Comment below. I love to read your comments, and I try to reply to as many of them as I can, especially the early ones. All right, guys, back to the video. Last little bit, I'll just pour it into the gas can. There we go. Mess is all gone. All right, let's splay off this gas tank. Carburetor bowl all cleaned out. Make sure these passages are clear. Yep, that passage is clear. That passage is clear. Good. Looks like that part of the tank is clear. Now let's just fix this carburetor. The diaphragm's not looking very happy. So I'll get rid of this crap. Terrible. Pickup tube's clear. Oops. A little bit of crap on the pickup tube after. Clean out in here. Yuck. Honestly, I think I'm going to put this through the ultrasonic just to get it all cleaned up. Make sure I get all the passages all cleared out of it. Take out the main jet. Clear that and ugh. Nasty. Spray that out. Lovely. Disgusting. All right, guys, I'm going to take this over to the ultrasonic, get all this debris off it, and then I'll be back. See you soon. Okay, well, I figure while that's in the ultrasonic, we can get this oil sucked out and changed. There we go. Okay, loud noise is imminent. Well, since this will be a few minutes, I'll be right back. So the Briggs & Stratton 500 series 158cc engine takes 590 mil of oil, or this many in Freedom units. So let's get this filled up to 590 mil and pour it in the engine. 550, there we go, that's about 590 mil. Oh, maybe a little bit more. That's okay. We'll add and then we'll check it. Can I do it? Let's see. Can I do it? Oh yeah. Let's try not making a mess. I'll add most of it and then we'll check before I use it all. Got a fly over here that's trying to investigate what I'm doing. All right, let's thread it in. Let's see how much is on the dipstick. I'd actually say we're pretty good. I'll double check. Nice clean location. Take it out. And yeah, I'd say that we're pretty good. So that's a good amount of oil that's in there. So now we'll get a diaphragm and gasket. Part number. Here's the gasket. Here's a new diaphragm. Right, perfect. And then the next thing I need to get, sorry about that, next thing I need to get is the air filter. So let's go grab that too. Okay, so we've got everything. Now we just need to put it all back together. Okay, so we'll put the main jet in, push it till it clicks. There we go. And we place the screen filter over it. I'm just going to blast that screen filter off a bit with some Carb spray. Next is this. Looks like I got a little bit of dirt on it, so I'll just spray it off. That we press in right here. We push until it clicks. There we go. Nice audible click. And we'll put the elbow back on. Next, we put the gasket on. Followed by the diaphragm. Oops. Make sure you drop the diaphragm. That's the most important part. When you're trying to put it on, you have to drop it at least once. Otherwise, it won't work. No, I'm just joking. Try not to drop it. I'm a little clumsy. So there, we have that on. Now, we just need to put it on the gas tank. So move these out of the way. Place it on the gas tank. Make sure all the holes are lined up. Gasket and diaphragm. And then we'll go around and we'll plop in the screws. And that should hold the gasket in place. Stupid hands. Stupid hands. And now, since most of my viewers are American, this fantastic American design screwdriver, I'm just going to run them down just so that they sit this way. That one doesn't feel like it's going in properly. I'm going to take that one back out in a sec. This way it goes down evenly. Let's take this one back out. There it goes, that's better. Just wasn't threading properly. And this one, nope, that one doesn't feel like it's going in properly. Nope, again not feeling like it's going in properly. I'm gonna take that one right out. That's better. And finally this one. And once they're all run down to the bottom, now we're going to snug them up. So I'm going to start with this one. We're going to go in a star pattern. I'm going to give it a turn. I'm going to go to this one. Give it a turn. And this one. Now this one. And finally, this last one. There, and we'll do it one more time. Nothing. Nicely cammed. Nothing. So you can't apply torque with these Phillips. As soon as you go to, it just pops right up. And finally, this last one. And that's it. Perfect. Okay, next is the air filter gasket, or at least air filter housing gasket. Then we're just going to place the air filter on top. We're not going to install it quite yet. We have to get it onto the engine first. Get rid of the hairs. Don't know why those are there. Go, place the air filter on. And the cover. Now I'm going to just run it down just to compress it. And yes, I did oil it. As you can tell with all the wonderful oil prints I've put all over the clean air filter housing. There we go. Now to take this back off. That way the air filter is actually compressed in the housing. Perfect. Okay, now let's get this installed on the engine. Okay, and now we'll get this installed. But one thing you got to make sure is sometimes that'll happen. You can't have that because your carburetor is not going to work. So always make sure that you've got it on the left side of this tab. That way your carburetor will actually work. Also, inspect that you have this retaining ring and the little rubber O-ring as well, because sometimes they get stuck on the air intake. So we'll get the governor on, hopefully. Come on, little governor, get on there. There you go. And it looks like the spring's gone missing, so I'll have to locate that. Put that on. Make sure that this is also on. Where'd the spring go? Not exactly sure. I'll have to locate it, because that's a problem if it's missing. So we'll get this 1/2 inch back on. How about that? I'm using SAE tools. See? 1/2 inch. Snug that up. And then we'll switch to 3/8. Get that on. Hopefully. There we go. So I just got to locate that spring. But let's place the air filter on top, just so it doesn't go missing too. And I'll be right back, see if I can locate that spring. No, I didn't locate the exact spring, but that's fine. I do have a Briggs spring. So we'll put that one on. And there we go. Let's get the air filter installed. Perfect. And the last thing we need to do is add fuel and test it out. All right, so as you can see, while you guys weren't looking, I did give it a bath. And I'm just gonna add some fuel to it. There we go. Fresh gasoline. Now to give it a couple primes. That sounded good. Let's see if it starts and dies or starts and runs. Fantastic. I'm not seeing any more smoke at all. So you know what that means? Let's go cut some grass. All right, so mower's here. It's all set and ready to go. So what the heck? Let's pull it over and see how well it cuts some grass, shall we? Now, first things first, of course. Let's fix this rope, get it in the right spot. There we go. Perfect. Right. Let's pull it over. Turns up right away. Perfect. Get back. I hear a hawk screaming. Right, fire it up. we go, guys. Another mower fixed, and this time, instead of a Tecumseh, Briggs Stratton engine. Went from smoking like a chimney to actually running pretty darn good. A couple minor things left to do. Just gonna lubricate the wheels, take the blade off and sharpen it. But aside from that, this mower is good to go. All right, guys. See you in the next one. Right, before I go, as usual, at least it's got a proper champion spark plug on there. But as I said about the muffler, look at that. It's hot, so I can't grab it, but I can poke it. And as you can see, it's pretty loose. Oh well. Alright guys. Plug off for safety.